Whether it's your first cruise or your 50th, the first day sets the tone for your cruise. I'm sharing my top 10 embarkation day trips to make sure that your trip starts stress-free, relaxed, and ready for fun. So for tip number 1, I recommend arriving to your embarkation port either a day or two early. If you are traveling to a city that's not too far from you, maybe you have one connection, or even better, you have a direct flight, then arriving a day early is really your best bet. That way, if your flight is delayed or canceled, or your bags get lost, you still have a little cushion to make up that time before it's time to board your ship. If you're flying internationally or you have a cross-country flight, I recommend arriving 2 days early. And that way, if you do have a delay, you still get to your city in plenty of time for your cruise. Tip number 2, bring cash for tipping. Even if gratuities are already included in your fare or you have prepaid your gratuities, there are going to be people you encounter that are not cruise employees. This includes the baggage porter at the port, your tour guides, and drivers on your tours. So make sure you bring some small bills with you so that you can show your appreciation for those positions that are not part of the cruise crew. Tip number 3, check in early so that you can schedule an early embarkation time. Most cruise lines, they now assign a boarding time, and it's either based on when you've completed your online check-in or your loyalty status. So if early boarding is important to you, make sure you get on your app and you complete all your pre-cruise information. This typically includes a security photo, your passport information, perhaps your travel information, your dining preferences. Those are different things that you might want to complete so that you're ready to get on board and start your vacation. Some cruise lines have started to move away from having pre-scheduled boarding times. For example, I'll be going on a Princess cruise in a couple of weeks, and in that case, I just have a pretty large boarding window. They don't have specific time slots anymore. On Virgin Voyages, they typically have, I think they're about half-hour time windows, and when you go to the port, you line up according to the time window that you've been assigned. If you end up with a later time, go ahead and check back in the app maybe a week before your cruise, and you might find that some of those earlier times have opened up and you can reschedule your boarding time to an early one. Tip number 4 is watch your muster drill early. So the muster drill is your safety briefing, and that lets you know what to do in certain emergency situations on the ship, and it also makes sure you have an understanding of where you should go should there be an emergency on the ship. Typically, most cruise lines now, they let you watch a video either on your phone or in your cabin, and then you do have to report to a muster station, which is just the place that you would go if there were an onboard emergency. So they want to just make sure that you know where to go, and then they will just check you in, and then you'll be ready to go on and enjoy the rest of your cruise. Tip number 5, we're halfway there. For tip number 5, I recommend doing a quick cabin check. What I mean by this is when you are able to get into your cabin, whether it's right away because you're on a Virgin Voyages cruise or once cabins are available on other cruise lines, you should go and check your cabin and just make sure everything is in order. You want to check to make sure your shower works, that the toilet works, that the sink works okay, that it's draining. You also want to check your pillows. Perhaps you would prefer a firmer pillow and you want to see if that's something that can be swapped out. And then also you do want to check the firmness of your bed. Some cruise lines have firmer beds, but they may have a mattress topper available to you. Just check with your cabin steward. Tip number 6 is to pack a smart carry-on bag. So it could take a few hours before your checked luggage gets to your cabin. And so you don't want to let that delay keep you from enjoying the first few hours on the ship. So I recommend in your carry-on bag, you make sure you have your important documents, your passport, any medications that you might be taking, and then throw a few items in there to add to your comfort while you wait for your checked bag to arrive. This could include your swimwear, your sunscreen, your dinner attire, so if you want to pack an outfit in there that you're going to wear to dinner, and also any electronics or chargers that you might need to get you started. Keep in mind that your carry-on bag does go through an airport type security, so you do want to make sure that it's small enough to fit through the x-ray machine, that you've checked your cruise line's prohibited items list and not tried to bring any of those on, and that you pack light enough that it's something that you'll carry around with you until your cabin is ready. Tip number 7 is to avoid the buffet rush. Often, buffets get slammed during embarkation day. So look for some alternative lunch options on the ship. This might include a poolside grill, or there could be some other small casual restaurants that are throughout the ship that'll make it a little bit easier for you to get that first meal. On some ships, like Virgin's The Dock restaurant, you can get some small bites and some drinks without having to fight your way through the buffet crowd. You could also ask a crew member what areas are open and what might not be quite as busy, and they'll help direct you. Tip number 8 is to unpack before dinner. On that first day, once your bag arrives to your room, go ahead and just get unpacked. It'll take you 15 minutes to get unpacked, and then you'll be able to relax and settle into your cruise. This will help you feel more at home in your cabin, and it'll also keep you from having to dig through your suitcases every time you're looking for something that you need. If you packed a wrinkle release spray, go ahead and spray some of those items that might have gotten a little disheveled during your travel. And if you find that you need to iron or steam some of your items, you can either borrow a steamer from your cabin attendant, or some ships have laundry areas that have irons available for you to use free of charge. Keep in mind that you are not allowed to bring your own steamer or iron on the ship with you, so you will need to borrow one from the ship if you intend to have any items that need to be steamed. You can often also send items out to be pressed. There would be an extra charge for that. Tip number 9 is to connect to your ship's Wi-Fi, and then make sure you set your phone to be in airplane mode. When you get on the ship, you are going to want to check to see what Wi-Fi options are available to you. A lot of cruise lines now have started offering faster internet speeds. Many of them are using Starlink for the internet availability, and it depends on the cruise line you're on whether or not there is basic Wi-Fi that's included with your fare, such as on Virgin Voyages, or you might pay based on the number of devices that you want to get on the Wi-Fi. So you'll just want to check and see what's available to you. On some cruise lines, you can go ahead and prepay for that Wi-Fi access, or it may be bundled with a collection of other services, such as Princess Cruise Lines. Their Princess Plus package, for example, has Wi-Fi capabilities for one device included with it. Often, the different cruise ships will have a tiered option available, so you may get basic Wi-Fi included, but then maybe you pay extra to have a premium or faster internet speed availability. Once you're connected, go ahead and put your phone in airplane mode. That'll help you to avoid any surprise roaming charges from your carrier. And if you do want to make sure that some calls can get through, make sure you enable Wi-Fi calling on your phone before the cruise begins. Tip 10, use your safe to store any of your valuables. Before you leave the cabin for dinner or for sail away, you want to make sure you secure your valuables. So first thing you want to do is test the safe in your cabin to make sure that it's functioning correctly. I did have a friend on one of our cruises, and their safe stopped working. I think the battery died in it, and they did have to wait for maintenance to come to open up the safe, replace the battery before they could secure their belongings in it. So go ahead and test that out right away. Once you're sure that it's able to lock properly and you're able to reopen it, go ahead and place your passport, your wallet, your jewelry, any cash you might have on board with you, your medication. Go ahead and put all that in your safe, and that way you'll know it's secured while you're out of your cabin. It's unlikely anything will happen to your belongings when they're in the cabin, but this way you just have peace of mind when you're out of your room. With a little planning, you can get your cruise off to a great and relaxing start. If you found this helpful, hit the like button and be sure to subscribe for more tips on cruising. Happy sailing!